Mac Miller's music has always been a reflection of his journey, his highs and lows, his battles, his joy, and his deepening understanding of life. But Balloonerism is something different. A project that sat unreleased for nearly a decade, hidden in the archives of a brilliant yet tormented mind. And now, it sees the light of day. Recorded in 2014 during the Faces era, this album captures Mac's most experimental soundscapes, blending jazz, psychedelia, and free-flowing poetry. It's a collection of thoughts and sounds that feel like a hazy dream, both comforting and unsettling at the same time. Let's break it down track by track and explore what Balloonerism tells us about the mind of Mac Miller. We begin with Tambourine Dream, a short, atmospheric piece that immediately sets the surreal, dreamlike tone of the album. At just 33 seconds, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's more of a fleeting thought, a whisper of what's to come. The distant, reverberating tambourine sounds float around Mac's voice, which is barely audible, like a memory slipping away before you can fully grasp it.
Life is good though. I want y'all to see that life is great. Your life is great too.
SZA joins Mac for one of the album's longest and most layered tracks. The title, DJ's Chord Organ, references the vintage toy instrument known for its warbling lo-fi sound, fitting for an album as hazy and nostalgic as this. Overwarped synths and unconventional chord progressions, Mac and SZA trade verses in a call and response format, almost like a conversation between two souls floating through space. Lyrically, Mac talks about feeling detached from reality, questioning whether his dreams and waking life have become indistinguishable. SZA's ethereal vocals act as a guiding force, trying to pull him back to earth. It's a hauntingly beautiful collaboration, and it makes you wonder what other songs they might have created had Mac's journey continued.
Have a good time, man. Have some fun. Having fun is okay.
If DJ's Chord Organ was about floating aimlessly, Do You Have a Destination is about questioning whether the journey even matters. The production is hypnotic, slow, meditative, with a soft bass line that gently nudges the song forward like a car rolling down an empty road at night. Mac repeats the song's title over and over, almost like a mantra. The more he says it, the less it sounds like a real question, and more like a cry for meaning. It's as if he's searching for reassurance that there's a purpose to all of this, that he isn't just wandering aimlessly through life. What makes this song so impactful is its simplicity. There is no grand conclusion, no resolution, just a feeling we've all had at some point. That sensation of moving, but not really getting anywhere.
Another person or just loving yourself, man. Love is good. Spread love. Spread love. I'm out of here. I'll be back soon.
On the surface, $5 Pony Ride sounds playful. Mac's delivery is singy-songy, almost childlike. The jazzy keys and swinging drums give it a warm, nostalgic feel. But beneath that, the song carries a much heavier weight. The pony ride metaphor is key. It's just repetition, going in circles, never truly progressing. Mac raps about indulging in temporary pleasures, drugs, monies, distractions, only to find himself back in the same place every time. He's stuck in a loop, just like the pony ride he describes. This contrast between lighthearted sound and dark lyricism is something Mac mastered during this period. It's part of what makes his music so powerful. It makes you feel good, but when you really listen, it breaks your heart.
You see them, they're not even talking to each other. True love exists when two people can just enjoy silence together.
The title alone tells us what we're in for. This track is a swirling trip through Mac's mind. The production is layered with spacey synths and warped vocals, giving the sense of drifting through a dream. His lyrics jump between surreal imagery and stark reality, capturing the push and pull between escape and self-awareness. It's a track that feels like floating just above the surface of consciousness, never fully touching down. In Friendly Hallucinations, Mac crafts a world where the boundaries between reality and fantasy are fluid. The swirling psychedelic instrumentation amplifies the sense of uncertainty, as it is though Mac is being pulled in different directions by his own mind, experiencing flashes of joy and dread in quick succession. The track feels like a ride through his consciousness, an unstable place where even the brightest thoughts are clouded by darker ones. What makes this track particularly effective is its ability to capture the beauty in its chaos, showing that even in madness there can be moments of clarity.
Man, love's underrated. I think people think it's like a cheesy, corny thing to always be like loving and like have a positive energy about you. I was one of those people.
Mac often used humor to mask deeper messages, and Mrs. Deborah Downer is a prime example of this. The character in the song represents negativity, doubt, or maybe even depression itself, an unwanted guest that lingers too long. The beat is jazzy and laid back, but Mac's delivery is sharp and biting. Mrs. Deborah Downer reveals, at its core, is Mac's vulnerability in confronting his own deeper thoughts. The track is laced with satire and humor, but underneath it lies an exploration of negativity, both internal and external. The playful yet ominous beat adds layers to the song, and Mac's lyrics offer a personal commentary on the people and emotions that drag us down. It's a reflection of how we often allow negativity to infiltrate our lives, but also a reminder that we have the power to push back against it, no matter how insistent it may be.
If you have a creative mind, you're gonna doubt a lot of things.
In Stone, Mac takes a step into pure haziness, capturing the feeling of being lost in the fog of one's own mind. The track moves slowly, giving the sensation of time dragging on. It's a moment of detachment, not just from the world, but from oneself. The instrumental feels dreamy, yet haunting. The perfect soundscape for a song about being trapped in one's thoughts and intoxicated by both external substance and internal struggles. What's particularly striking is how Mac blends the euphoria of being stoned with the isolation and emptiness it can bring, presenting a layered emotional landscape.
Insecurity is all completely normal, especially with your own work, because it's an extension of yourself.
In Shangri-La, Mac paints an idealized vision of escape, a paradise free from the worries and burdens of everyday life. This track's lush production mirrors the escape, with dreamy instrumentals and smoothing vocals. However, as the song progresses, there's an underlying realization that even Shangri-La is a fantasy, and no escape can be truly perfect. The message here is clear. While we may long for a pace of peace, the search for it often comes with its own set of problems. It's beautiful, melancholic, meditation on human desires and the impermanence of utopias.
You gotta just start being cool with letting people get to know you on a deeper level.
The lighthearted vibe of Funny Papers masks a deep undercurrent of existential reflection. The track feels playful, almost like an old-school cartoon, but there's something darker beneath the surface. Mac uses humor to grapple with personal uncertainty and the absurdities of life, much like a comic strip can be a reflection of real-world struggles masked by humor. The beat is upbeat, yet there's a subtle sense of unease, as if he's trying to laugh through a storm of emotions.
You're in need
of some good love in your life, and if it's not with somebody else, it's probably with yourself, and it's not with yourself, it's probably with the world that we live in.
Excelsior is a moment of triumph and clarity on the album. The track's soaring beat and introspective lyrics convey a sense of ambition, growth, and the pursuit of something greater. The title itself, meaning ever upward, hints at Mac's desire to push forward, to rise above his struggles. The track builds slowly, growing in intensity like a sunrise on the horizon. It's an anthem for perseverance, encapsulating that feeling of pushing through challenges to reach new heights.
Life sometimes looks at you funny. When you look back, crack a smile. Let life know that everything is all right.
One of the most intriguing aspects of Transformations is the appearance of Delusional Thomas, Mac's alter ego. This persona allows Mac to explore different facets of himself, more detached, more bizarre, but still grounded in his realities. The production on this track is dark, glitchy, and chaotic, matching the lyrical themes of transformations and self-discovery. The collaboration between Mac and his alter ego is a powerful representation of the duality within him. The constant shift between who he is and who he wants to be.
I'm not tripping about what my place is anymore. I'm not worried about what I can and can't do. I know who I am, and I'm just gonna rap and have a good time.
In Mannequins, Mac explores the theme of conformity versus individuality. The song's eerie, robotic feel mirrors the sense of being trapped in a world where people are reduced to lifeless, mechanical figures, mannequins, incapable of true self-exploration. The track is haunting, with distorted beats and Mac's vocals feeling both alienated and introspective. It's a critique of society's pressure to conform, but also introspective dive into Mac's own struggles with maintaining authenticity in a world that often feels detached.
You just kind of look at this too seriously. You worried about your legacy too much. What am I gonna leave behind? How am I gonna be remembered for that, man? Like, you got today.
The simple elegance of Rick's piano speaks volumes. The track is a soft, piano-driven instrumental, almost like a moment of reflection or quiet contemplation. Mac uses this track as a space to breathe, allowing the raw beauty of the piano to speak for itself. It's one of the most minimalist tracks on the album, yet it's emotionally resonant. The piano, in its simplicity, carries the weight of the album's themes: loss, longing, and the search for meaning in a world full of noise.
Love is something that is very important to have in your life and to know through and through every aspect of it. And beyond conceptually, it's just good, baby.
Straight up.
The closing track, Tomorrow We'll Never Know, is a somber reflection on the fleeting nature of time. The beat is soft and introspective, and Mac's lyrics ponder the uncertainty of the future, acknowledging that no matter how hard we try, we can never fully control what's to come. The track serves as a fitting conclusion to the album, leaving us with a sense of acceptance. The unknown is inevitable, but it's how we navigate the present that truly matters.
And the thing about art is, I have an interpretation, but it's really for the people to interpret. So I tell my story and let it inspire, like, the youth.
In Balloonerism, Mac offers us a glimpse into a world that was never fully realized in his lifetime, but one that resonates deeply with those who knew his music. The album is a journey through dreams, confusion, and self-reflection, capturing the complexity of a mind in flux. While this posthumous release leaves us yearning for more, it also reminds us of the enduring impact Mac had on his listeners. Balloonerism is a reflection of the artist's soul, and it's one we'll continue to explore for years to come.